Ladies and gentlemen, I am exceptionally pleased to present this year's Academy Fellowship to Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, I started actually back in 1989 when me and a friend sat down, had this crazy idea for a game. We took about 9 months to develop the game, mainly because we were incredibly lazy, and this game then came out and it was just amazingly, fantastically successful, and we could eventually afford to eat.
Peter Molyneux is a games industry legend. As an indie developer back in the 80s, he pioneered God games like Populous, where players could shape landscapes and establish civilizations. Today he's a big cheese at Microsoft, overseeing the development of blockbuster titles for Xbox 360. He's seen a lot of changes happen in the industry over the years, but he feels the ethos of those early days still echoes through the indie scene today.
No, the UK has been amazingly influential in the history of computer games, no doubt about it. We've had a kind of rocky road ride of being enormously one of the most influential nations on the earth, to dipping down when things got a bit tough, when we focused on AAA. Guess what's happening now? Just around where I live in Guildford, there's about 4 or 5 small developers just set up in the last 12 months. So I suspect there is some great talent just waiting to sprout up there. What I find so interesting is where the industry is now. There are so many more independent gamers like I was 22 years ago who are kind of in the same situation, and I can already see some games coming up where you can point to and say, right, those are going to be super successful. I am absolutely convinced that the huge creative talent that's going to help this industry move forward is in the independent gaming community at the moment, for sure.
Which now brings us to the BAFTA Ones to Watch Award in association with Dare to be Digital. You'll know the nominees for this award because they'll scream. Because later they'll be asking you to buy them a drink and then offering you a job. To present this award, we have the head of production from the BAFTA-winning TT Games Publishing, Jonathan Smith.
And the award goes to...
Twang by That Game Studio.
Not every aspiring developer can win a BAFTA. In fact, it can be a struggle just to make a living from creating games. For Tom Finley of developer That Game Studio, the key to long-term success is staying connected to the indie scene.
You have to take the AAA titles, take the interesting parts, and then mould that into your indie unique design, whereas a lot of the AAA titles are more what sold last year, so how can we replicate that? Because obviously the studios spend so much money, they need to replicate success, whereas indie games, you lower budgets and smaller dev time, then you can take more risks and have more unique games. Limbo was considered, well, as an indie game. It's a very small team that made Limbo, and they're nominated for 3 or 4 awards tonight. So it's starting to become, the indie games are trickling into the mainstream.
It's day 3 of Games Jam, Sunday lunchtime. Everybody's still at it looks like. There haven't been any walkouts. There don't seem to have been any big sort of tensions or fights going on. But everybody seems very focused, and I think there's a little bit of a building tension now because there's only a few hours to go before everyone has to show their games to everyone else. The detritus is building up. There's a lot of empty Coke cans and sandwich wrappers, and people are walking around barefoot and things. A lot of them I think haven't had any sleep. So it's getting a little bit of a festival atmosphere really. We're going to go meet the team we talked to yesterday, Catherine, Adam and Tom, who've been working on their mad deity throwing asteroids to extinguish civilizations game. So let's see how they're getting on. Hello. So it's been nearly 24 hours since I last saw you. So what sort of state is the game in now?
It's playable in that you can do stuff with it and it looks nice. It's not playable in that it doesn't really have an objective to complete yet. Although that's what I'm about to program right now with some achievements and scores and stuff. But you can throw an asteroid at a planet full of civilized people.
Oh, so is what we're looking at now? Is this a kind of working prototype, as it were?
Pretty much it.
Are you where you were hoping to be at this stage?
We're a little bit behind, I think. I don't think we have enough time to do everything we want to do, but in terms of how it looks great, and it plays quite nicely. It's fun to test, which is always a good
So do you
thing.
think it will be in a fit state to show people by the time the deadline rolls
show
around?
people the pretty whizzy stuff, and we'll probably have a menu in by then and some score stuff. But it won't be quite as polished as a final finished game, but I think that's not the point of this weekend anyway. You're not meant to have finished a game, you're meant to have prototyped a game.
I have to say though, if you'll forgive me, you do seem a bit less bouncy and enthusiastic and exuberant than you did about 24 hours ago.
I've had proper times where I'm just almost hallucinating. I'm sitting on my keyboard, just like, what am I doing? What was I? Oh, it's gone.
How many hours sleep in total do you think you've had since we first met you on Friday evening?
4 hours.
Wow.
In total.
So this isn't just an exercise in game development, it's actually an exercise in sleep deprivation and human endurance, arguably.
Yeah, well, sometimes you do an all-nighter and you might as well do it at an event like this, I suppose. So.
All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. You've got to stop now. Hey, well done.
Is there a prize for the best game produced at Games Jam?
No, because it's not really a competition. The idea is that people who are participating in it meet new people and experience new kind of ways of working, and just create something new. And that's really the prize. It's not that someone gets best game at the end and everyone else is a loser.
So basically people are turning up, working really, really hard for a whole weekend with, no sleep, hardly anything to eat, for no prize and not even any recognition.
That's right, for nothing at all. Well, they do get a T-shirt.
Oh, well, there you are.
Yeah. Okay, so you might have seen on the website there ended up being a total of 169 jam sites across the world, 7,574 jammers, and 1,237 games last time I checked, so probably more. And we've made quite a contribution to that ourselves, I think, with all the games that you guys have done over the weekend. So well done, congratulations.
There's no doubt this is an exciting time for indie gaming. As the balance of power shifts, the big companies are having to compete more and more with independent developers for gamers' attention. Not every indie offering is going to be an overnight success or even a good game. But events like Games Jam are great for allowing developers to share ideas without worrying about commercial pressures like how to convince men in suits to publish games about chucking rocks at camels. And who knows? Perhaps someone somewhere is creating the next best-selling game in their bedroom right now. Okay, I'm going to click play. Right, round 1, the asteroid. Okay, alright, so there's my deity's hand, and there's the spinning globe. So I just get to fling this asteroid.
And then hold and then release.
Okay, let's have a go at...
Instantly click, so click and hold.
Let's have a go at ancient...
There.
Is that Rome? Oh, I missed Rome.
You hit Tibet, I think. It's coming back down for a second go.
So this is what I've actually just done with that asteroid. I've raised a palm tree, I've obliterated a tent, and I've burnt out a female camel.
We have in fact glitched the game.
And I've broken your game. So that's in terms of extinction, that's pretty good. I feel pretty proud of myself.